welcome to a bonus episode of Album Armageddon. I'm your host, Cy Stevens, and joining me as always are my camping buddies, Cath McCauley and Stu Whitehouse. How you doing, guys?
Hi.
Yeah, good.
Getting introduced together. That's unusual.
Yeah,
well, it's a whole brand new world. You can find all of us, as well as our amazing community manager, Emma, over on our Facebook community page. Just put the words Album and Armageddon into your Facebook search bar and ta-da! Much shenanigans to get involved with. So, you all know what Album Armageddon is by now, but this episode is taking place as we felt like doing something a little different. And, well, it's festival season, so we got our heads together and came up with this spin-off bonus episode series called Headliners. So, what do we do on Headliners? Well, we take the headline acts from the main stage from every year of our festival, put them on a big wheel that we spin. We then spin that wheel, and then we take the artist's most streamed track from Spotify and then repeat the process to find its track battle opponent. We keep on doing this until we have 10-ish battles. If you're wondering what festival we are doing and what tracks we're going to go against each other, then you haven't watched our Headliners introduction video released a few days ago. So
Shame
go do
on
that
you.
Now. Shame. Yes, ring that bell.
It's video content as well.
It is. You don't get that very often, and not from anyone. If you have watched that video, then no shame at all. And you know, for our first Headliners episode, we are doing Glastonbury.
Woo.
I mean, we had to. It was only a few weeks ago. We were watching Paul Heaton and Norman Cook reunite. Dua Lipa rock mime the stage, and Coldplay headline for the bajillionth time. And SZA
did her stuff.
SZA. Mm-hmm. Doing SZA stuff. I'm hoping that's how you pronounce that.
I think
SZA,
that's how you pronounce it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. That's not how you spell it, but that's how you pronounce it.
SZA.
Have you guys ever been to Glastonbury?
Yeah, loads of times.
No, not once.
Sorry, no,
not at all.
Oh wow, I think I've been to about 11 of them.
Wow, really?
Wow.
You're a veteran.
But
then.
but it was like just I think it was about from 98 onwards kind of
yeah,
thing. So
I think I'm about the same.
I know it's very changed then. Like when I first went, it was quite unlawful, as in that you could buy anything, and there was nobody stopped anything. And then one year, I think it was 2001. There was nothing. Everything was clean and safe, and it was really weird.
That's not Glastonbury.
I know, but I still had a great time. It's like you get there going, oh, I've got this program. Oh, I'm going to see all these bands, and you end up seeing none. And you're walking around, and you end up going, oh, I'm in the comedy tent again. Oh,
or the circus field or something.
What's this guy doing with this turnip? I don't know. And it's brilliant. It is, to me personally, the best of the big festivals.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's the only festival.
Yeah, I mean, you are spoiled. It's probably best to do Reading and all those first.
Nah, get
them out of the way. Because when you go to Glastonbury and then you got to go back to them,
yeah. Once you go on Glastonbury, you never go back.
Yeah, that's right.
This is the thing. It's like I've always wanted to go. Obviously never been, but now it's just that big that I know I would hate it.
And full of shit music now as well. Back in the day, they used to have good music, so they had rock and they had indie and they had proper artists, not just dancers that sing.
I will push back on that one because that's on TV friendly. Yeah, on the main stage, yeah, you are right. It's just a very diluted and very pop. But honestly, it's a town. You go anywhere and there's music and there's always bands playing and there's you can find all types there and it's wonderful. You don't even have to engage with any of the popular genres at all, and you can just still have an amazing
over 100 stages. Get your things. Apparently.
It's a shame though that's the thing though where they get views and it's just what it is, isn't it? Again, we don't make any money out of any of this lot, and that lot do. So who's doing it right?
Yeah.
Who are we to complain?
Yeah, this is it. It's like it's the same as always, isn't it? We're not the ones, as you say, making bajillions of dollars and pounds out of it.
Yeah.
So, being a bonus episode, the rules are a little different. So what are they? Rule 1, as we said, the track battles are decided by spinning the wheel featuring all of the headline acts at the main stage from the start of the festival to its latest year. As such, we've limited this to 10 battles, or in this case, just because 11, because we're having far too much fun spinning the wheel for the first time.
That was my fault. Just one more.
Just one more. That's it.
Just one more.
Rule 2, the most streamed song has to be from the artist as an individual artist. Paul McCartney springs to mind as his top 4 streamed tracks are either as part of the Beatles or Wings.
Yeah.
And you get to find out what his most streamed song is later. Rule 3, an artist can only feature once. So in the case of artists where they have headlined multiple times,
Thank
Coldplay,
God.
we simply respin the wheel to get a unique artist. Watch the video, you'll see what we mean.
Yeah.
Rule 4, as none of us have selected the artist ourselves, there's no Napalm Death card. And you should all know this by now, but at the end of the show, we'll create a super album on Spotify featuring the winning tracks. As always, and because we've got our resident dissector not on board today, we won't be dissecting the tracks to the points of the key of the song, and it's BPM, just our thoughts, feelings, and occasionally stories around the songs with the occasional F-bomb thrown in for good measure. And as this is a fresh spin-off, I'm not even going to mention the word...
No.
I'm very happy about that. Thank you. Thank you for not mentioning that word.
Yeah, no problem at all. So without any further delay, let's get into this Glastonbury episode. I mean, we've already pretty much covered our basis of who's been to Glastonbury, who hasn't, how we take it in now. I mean, mainly for me, it's always been on the TV.
Fair enough.
So let's talk a little bit about Glastonbury. Glastonbury takes place on Worthy Farm in Somerset, if you don't know. It's a 1,500-acre farm, which is now visited by 200,000 people over 5 days every year. Regarded as a major event in British culture, the festival is inspired by the ethos of the hippie, the counterculture of the 60s, and the free festival movement. Vestiges of these traditions are retained in the Greenfields area, which includes sections known as the Green Futures, the Sown Circle, and the Healing Field. Michael Eavis hosted the first festival, then called the Pilton Festival, after seeing an open-air Led Zeppelin concert in 1970 at the Bath Festival of Blues and Progressive Music. The festival was held intermittently from 1970 to 1981 and has been held most years since, except for fallow years taken roughly every 5 years if COVID doesn't get involved.
Yeah.
Basically to give the land, local population and organisers a break. 2018 was the last fallow year, and then it took place again in 2019, but then COVID happened, which kind of knocked it on its head for a couple of years. The 80s saw the festival become an annual fixture, barring its periodic fallow years. In 1981, Michael Eavis took back sole control of the festival, and it was organised in conjunction with the Campaign for Nuclear Disarmament. That year, a new pyramid stage was constructed from telegraph poles and metal sheeting, repurposed from materials from the Ministry of Defence. A permanent structure which doubled as a hay barn and cowshed during the winter. It also saw the first TV coverage, with ITV broadcasting recorded highlights in the weeks after the festival.
Okay.
ITV?
Yeah, I know, I was a bit shocked to that one, as ITV had it first. An expanded festival returned in 1992, and this proved a great success. 92 was the first year that the New Age travellers were not initially allowed onto the site for free, and a sturdier fence was designed, possibly to keep them out.
Well, that's questionable, isn't it?
The success was carried through to 93, which, like 92, was hot and dry. Glastonbury has a track record of being a mudfest.
Quite muddy, yes.
In 1994, the pyramid stage burned down just over a week before the festival, and a temporary main stage was erected in time for the festival. It also introduced a 150 kilowatt wind turbine, which provided the festival power. The headliners for that year, the Levellers, set another record when they played to a crowd of as many as 300,000 people on their Friday performance, proving that their fence didn't work too well after all.
People tend to dig underneath it.
Yeah, or over it, under it, any means possible, really.
Yeah.
Also, you could bribe the security guards.
This is also the first year that it was televised live by Channel 4, and the coverage concentrated on the main two music stages, providing a glimpse of the festival for those who knew very little of it. And it was expanded television coverage as well, using their technology they used for 24-hour coverage of Big Brother. They started using it for Glastonbury and highlighting other stages at the same time.
Okay.
The TV broadcast in 94 was a crucial factor, allegedly, for ensuring that Orbital's performance at the festival achieved legendary status.
It was.
Right.
That's all Wikipedia says. Why was it legendary? Yeah.
I was there. It was ace. Well, I remember of it. Can't really remember much. But, it was awesome.
Apparently, it was legendary.
It was.
In 2002, the festival returned after its planned fallow year, with the controversial Mean Fiddler now handling the logistics and security, especially installing a substantial surrounding fence dubbed the Super Fence. That reduced numbers to the levels of a decade earlier. 2002 also saw Coldplay headline the Pyramid stage for the first time, while the show was closed by a set from Rod Stewart on the Sunday night.
My God, imagine.
In 2023, Elton John headlined the Pyramid stage on the Sunday, that was last year's, and a show which he billed as his last ever UK performance. Speaking...
If he runs out of money, then he'll do some more.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking to the BBC earlier this year, Michael Eavis' daughter Emily explained that her parents always planned to close the festival when they reached retirement age, with many of the festivals in the 90s being the last one. The death of Michael Eavis' wife Jean in 1999 persuaded him to continue organising the festival, however. This year's iteration was headlined by Dua Lipa, Coldplay and SZA, which we've already said, which was an interesting headline lineup, considering who was touring in the UK that week. As well as the headliners, we also enjoyed performances from Paul Heaton, reuniting with Norman Cook, Shania Twain, and based on the crowd reaction, there is an argument she should have been a headliner.
Cyndi Lauper as well.
Yes, Cyndi Lauper, Fontaine's DC, PJ Harvey, Keane, Avril Lavigne had a shockingly good performance.
Really?
Yeah, it's like the crowd were so into her. It was unreal. It wasn't something I was expecting, and it's just like, oh, actually,
nostalgia.
Yeah,
I guess
beautiful thing.
Idols, Hailung, the Lambrini Girls, Anne Marie, and Idols were also there, to name just a lot rather than a few.
Yeah, quite a few.
So let's begin with the track battles. So first up, I haven't got the years written down, so
2011.
2011 on the other
I
day?
don't know which day.
Oh, okay.
On the weekend.
The weekend. Okay, fair enough. It was Coldplay, and their most streamed song is Yellow versus
1990.
The Cure and Friday I'm in Love. So let's go to Cath. What are you thinking for this epic battle?
Well, I love Coldplay.
You hide it so well.
I'm not a fan of Coldplay, surprisingly enough.
But they speak highly of you.
But sadly, I'm familiar with their music, as there really is no escaping some kinds of music, sadly. The lyrics seem nonsensical and quite uninteresting. I used Gemini to find out some facts about the song, and it reckons that there are actually several different interpretations of the song. However, it's clearly a love song to Chris Martin's, who is the singer, and sadly I know that, then girlfriend stroke wife, Gwyneth Paltrow. I know too much about this band already because she had blonde hair, and it's about her. The melody is average. I thought the guitar riffs were probably the most interesting thing about this sad little song. The Glastonbury set this year spared no expense. And I thought it was actually a good show, despite the irritating little singer trying to sing in slightly different ways of singing the song and just being nauseating.
Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, but even that, it was just weird. Like, they gave him a guitar and they made a bit of a spectacle of him.
It was a bit.
I wasn't really sure about that. So, yes, that was Coldplay. So in 1990, The Cure, Friday, I'm in Love. So this track, whilst not being the best track by The Cure, is way better than Yellow by Coldplay. Robert Smith himself considers it a dumb pop tune. But then it's, one of their more commercially successful tracks. But personally, I prefer Love Cats, if we're going to be talking about pure sort of commercial hits. So I watched the Glastonbury show from 1990, and it's a bit weird.
Is it a bit camcordery?
It's just, I don't know whether it's like a technology thing or it's because they were sort of past their heyday, but it was just not great. And it makes me really sick to my stomach that I actually have to select Coldplay on the Pyramid stage and put The Cure on the Park stage.
I wasn't expecting that.
No,
I feel
neither.
a bit. Well, I mean, if the Cure the show just wasn't that good, whereas Coldplay, they were much better. I'm going to wash my mouth out after we've finished recording.
Wow. Okay.
I did realise, just as when you started talking, Cath, I was thinking, I've got a lot of notes here. And it's like, I actually have facts for both these songs that I didn't even mention.
Okay.
So before I come to you, Stu, I'm going to throw these out. So Yellow was released in 2000.
That was mine. That was mine.
Okay, hang on. Stu, before I go into my facts, do you have any facts?
Oh, well, 2000, it was a very important note.
Yellow was Coldplay's second single from their debut album, Parachutes, and was their first UK top 5 hit. While composing the song's lyrics, Martin could not find the right words. Obviously. Yeah. He was thinking of a specific word, which he deemed a missing keyword in the lyrics to fit the song's concept. He looked around the studio and saw the yellow pages.
Yeah, bullshit.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. And it's like, for our younger listeners, think of a big yellow book with pretty much every phone number for a local area in it. That's the yellow pages.
Nah, bullshit.
I don't get that at all. No. On the Howard Stern show in 2011, Martin went on to further explain that the word yellow has absolutely no meaning whatsoever, and while writing the rest of the song, he tried his best to change yellow to something else, since every lyric before yellow made no sense, but in the end, the word yellow just sounded right. So hang on, it's not right, but it sounds right. Again,
I'm calling bullshit on that as well.
I call bullshit on that one too. It's
it deliberately chose yellow.
Yeah.
There's no well, it's because we couldn't think of something. No, it was really deliberate.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's because they split up, so you can't tell the truth anymore.
Friday I'm in Love became a worldwide hit in 1992 after becoming the second single from the band's 9th studio album, Wish. During the writing process, Robert Smith became convinced that he had inadvertently stolen the chord progression from somewhere, and this led him to a state of paranoia where he called everyone he could think of and played the song for them, asking if they had heard it before. None of them had, so he decided that he must have wrote it then.
God, drugs back in the 80s.
I know, it must have been good, wasn't it? So that was the end of the facts for those two songs. So Stu, what were your feelings on the two of them?
Right, I maybe I've read the memo wrong for this episode, but are we basing their performances at Glastonbury, or are we comparing the songs?
Whatever makes you feel comfortable in choosing
I'm
that
basing
song.
On the songs and not the performances at Glastonbury. So I do apologise, but that's quite nice because then we get like a nice, diverse thing. Anyway, so Coldplay Yellow. Everybody knows Coldplay are incredibly boring. They are incredibly talented. I'm not going to take them away from that. They can play their instruments well. They're in time, which is good, and they're in tune, which is also good. And they've made a plenty of bank. Nobody can deny that. Mm. And there seems to be squillions of Coldplay fans, but everybody just knows they're boring.
Yes.
But this song is a really good indie song if you break it down as well, and you like listen to all the chord progressions and all that kind of stuff. I actually quite like this song, and not in a boring sense. It's just the way it feels and the way it sounds. It's just quite nice. The Cure, I really like The Cure, but this song I can't stand. This song is too poppy for my liking.
Okay.
In that sense, like they're badged as a goth band doing love songs. No, I just did a look. Nobody can see this because
no video this time, Stu. No video.
But like,
I'm sure they did more love songs than just that one. I mean,
I know, but like, it's just like that. It's just to me, there was always meant to be this goth band, and I always had a problem with goth bands doing love songs. I just always
kind of like Morrison doing a happy song.
That's it, yeah, and he has done a few, and they are good. Anyway, out the two though, like, but the thing is though, I think the recording technique in Friday I'm in Love is really good. Like when he does his chorus over the top of himself.
Oh, there's a lot going on.
So yeah, and it's really, really clever, and it's the way he does it. And they also like to harmonise. Well, he harmonises with himself, and they do use that technique quite well. And it's a really well-rounded pop song. So I've got, even though I don't particularly like it, but I can appreciate that it's a very good pop song, and it made them more famous than they were and things like that. Exactly, yeah. So this one, I have to say, is quite hard because I think the two of them are good songs in their own genre or in their own thing, what they're trying to achieve.
Please pick The Cure.
You're not meant to. I can be bribed. I mean, there is money involved. All right. But I'm sorry, Cath. I'm actually tending over more into Coldplay because it's a.
They're so boring.
This song isn't boring though.
Oh,
this is a good song.
Don't kid yourself, it is.
Listen, I'm with you and all the other people in the world that think Coldplay are incredibly boring and very pretentious nowadays and up their own bums and all that. But this was like the start of their
journey
into an actual record contract. I'm sure they had plenty of years before that, but this is like, I don't know, this had something. This was something different and that, so I'm going to go for Yellow.
No.
So my opinion, that doesn't really matter.
Yes, it always matters. Always.
I mean, let's get something out of the way to start with. I mean, it's both you've touched on it with how we're going to decide these songs, because normally we just rate the song against the song, but there's so many other elements at play here. I mean, it's different time periods, it's different genres, it's different artists, it's the one thing
boring
that got
versus not boring.
Yeah, as long as they're not boring. Being a festival show, though, the other element that creeps in is what the song would be like at the festival.
What drugs would you take whilst listening to it?
Yeah, exactly. What drugs would you take? What are the crowd singing? Are they getting into it? I mean, Yellow in the main ticks that box.
Yeah, ketamine, please.
However, Coldplay is a strange one for me, like you. It's like, in the main, I don't particularly like their music. I do appreciate their show and the theatre it involves.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that Yellow is one of their biggest tracks, because we know it is. It's the most streamed song on Spotify. That's why it's on the show. As the band themselves have said, the lyrics are not so much nonsense, but they make little sense. However, I do like when that guitar kicks in. That bit is nice. Friday, I'm in Love, I don't think is even The Cure's best track, like yourselves. It's just like heaven, if you're asking. But clearly it's the most popular.
Yeah.
On headphones, as we said, it has so much going on in the background, just little elements. And lyrically, Friday, I'm in Love is far, far superior. And the crowd would be singing. But would they be bouncing as much for the jangly guitars of Friday, I'm in Love over the guitars of Yellow?
I mean,
I think you have to consider this is a festival opener, so to speak. And I think Yellow just sneaks.
It could be a good opener, but
I think Yellow sneaks it. I think the guitars of Yellow just sneaks it.
Clean sweep. Coldplay.
This is terrible.
And it's only
how could we have let this happen?
How do we get a clean sweep for Coldplay?
Oh my goodness!
Shame on us.
Listen, listeners, we aren't Coldplay fans. I think hopefully you've got this. But look, we do appreciate a good song. So come on, give us that at least.
Yeah, and when Coldplay release one, we'll be sure to embrace that too.
They have, and it's been proven by all three of us. They have released a good song.
No, it's not a good
if
song.
they're going against The Cure.
Now, going on to what we were saying about interesting genre matchups, we have track battle 2 from the year of
2011.
It's Beyonce's Halo versus
1987.
Elvis Costello and She. Now, Halo was released, I'll do this in the right order this time. Halo was released in 2009 as the fourth single from her album I Am Sasha Fierce. It was intended to give a behind-the-scenes glimpse of Beyonce's life, stripped of her makeup and celebrity trappings. The song was originally specifically for Beyonce, although there is media speculation that it had been intended for Leona Lewis. She is a song written by Charles Aznavour and Herbert Kretzmer. Dudes.
Good for the names then.
Yep, and released
some guys.
It was released as a single sung by Aznavour in 1974. The song was written in English as a theme tune for the British TV series Seven Faces of a Woman. Elvis Costello recorded a cover version of the song in 1999, and this version was featured over the final sequence of the film Notting Hill.
That explains things. Right, okay.
Okay, so that's the facts of the songs taken care of. Stu.
What a mashup of random.
Yeah.
And seriously, Halo is Beyonce's most streamed song.
Yeah, it's like
I don't get that.
Single Ladies, Crazy in Love?
Yeah.
No.
That's the one that's the one I would demand, but no, I got this one instead. It's okay if you like Beyonce, I suppose. It's would it make people get up and jumping at the festival? No, it would be single ladies and all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Not this, but I thought I liked Elvis Costello. All this, and I've been listening to this song. I don't think I've listened to it that many times, probably about 4 or 5 times. I don't like the way he sings the song. I don't like the music in the song. I do not like his voice, and that's probably transferred to the way he sings the song. I mean, hey. It's a bit faffy. Now, I didn't realise it was from was it 4 Weddings, did you say?
Notting Hill.
Not
the
same
other,
kind of
the
film,
other
isn't
one.
it? Yeah. The other romantic rubbish British comedy.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
With Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paint by numbers, British comedy, romantic, dumb. Add this song. Both songs aren't very good in my opinion. And in a festival, my God,
Yeah.
both of them are just naff. Which one would I pick, though, to be the best? Okay. Recording techniques. This one was done in 1987. Elvis Costello's. 87. And it's, even though I don't like the song, but the sound of it sounds really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all the instruments are well defined.
Okay.
It's all there. You can hear stuff. And for Beyonce, obviously, it's very simplistic. It's got a normal backbeat and a piano, and that's it really. But everything's all really well defined there. But I don't know, the Elvis Costello one sounds just more impressive, maybe for the time, maybe because it's an older track.
Okay.
That whole
But I'm
time.
going to go for Beyonce.
Oh God, is Elvis Costello going to win?
No, it's not. No, I'm going to go for Beyonce. Only because I know that after she played this, then she'll play something good and get the crowd going.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I could actually flick a coin. They're both, if I don't know. I'm going to go for Beyonce. Yeah,
Okay.
My vote is cast.
Yeah.
The die has been set. Cath, what are you going for?
Wow. So I watched the Glastonbury, I watched the actual video of the 2011 performance of Halo, although it does sound very much like Hello.
Hello?
And hello. If the deciding factor was a number of sequins it's possible to wear, then this entry
Elvis Costello
the
wins it.
absolute top of the list. She was sequined to the hilt. And I hadn't heard this song before, and it's definitely not one of her more dancey numbers. But as I googled the song, I say Google, Gemini, I guess that's the same thing these days. It's about unconditional love and deep appreciation for a partner. But fine, okay. However, we all know that Beyonce is very good at sort of strutting her stuff and moving that booty. There was no cool dance routine in the show.
At all?
Okay.
No, nothing. Just walking around singing. But what I did like was that Beyonce sort of went down to meet the audience and was sort of singing right in front of people and a bit of audience sort of interaction going on. So points to her for doing that. But the song itself was really boring and so repetitive. Literally, all she said, there are some words other than Halo, but mostly it's just her saying Halo. So I wasn't very impressed. It's definitely not one of her better songs. So I'm really surprised that it's the most played one on Spotify.
I'm thinking breakups. That's caused that.
Are
It's
you?
like, yeah, I'm thinking couples break up and they stick on
But she's
Taylor.
still with Jay-Z.
No, not them breaking up. It's like the people's breaking up and then streaming that song over and over and over again in floods of tears with half a bottle of wine.
Well, it's no good. So people listen to better music by Beyonce because there are so many more better tracks than that. Right, so we move on to Elvis Costello's She. There wasn't a video to watch of this Glastonbury performance. There wasn't even a video to watch of a live performance, so I watched his produced video, which appeared to be a love song about Julia Roberts. But I didn't know about the film.
That makes a lot more sense now.
Yes. Elvis Costello is, he's not, it's not that he really likes Julia Roberts, it's because of the movie. So that's good to know. It's a song I'm not overly keen of, sadly. It wasn't very interesting. And it wasn't over soon enough. And really, I just don't think it can compete with the mighty warbles of Beyonce. So Beyonce is going to go on the Pyramid stage and Elvis Costello is on the Park stage.
Okay.
Go on then, tell us your irrelevant...
my irrelevant opinion
vote.
again for the second time in a
irrelevant
row. So the question I had is, what is the better song? Well, when you consider like the time frames, like you did, Stu, it's like when it was made and like how it holds up, the better song is clearly She by Elvis Costello. It's rawer. Okay. The music is there to complement Costello's vocals and an embracing hug. In comparison...
Oh, nice.
Halo is very produced and the music really doesn't matter in that you could put an entirely different backing track and it would still be Halo.
Yeah. Mm.
Who is the better vocalist? Technically, it's Beyonce, but Costello has a unique voice as well. So for me, it's going to be the Glastonbury choir element that decides for me, and I think the crowd would be more into Halo. I don't think
so.
I don't think She
it's not
is
hard to remember the words to that one.
No, it's not hard to remember. You can be drugged up or drunk up, and you could still sing along. Whereas She is, I can't see a crowd singing it if you're not going to an Elvis Costello concert.
Nah. It just drones on. And
yeah. So for me, we've got 2 in, and it's 2 clean sweeps.
Yeah,
certainly is. Yeah, this is surprising.
Yeah,
excellent.
I still can't believe that. But we all voted for Coldplay.
No.
Well, you got to. It's now on a public record.
Yeah, we voted.
You are a Coldplay fan. Just deal with it.
Fuck you.
Fucking hell, we're admitting that we're Coldplay fans. Next thing will be like mowing the lawn and buying trunking from B&Q and.
Well, there's nothing wrong with trunking from B&Q.
And saying nice things about Chris Martin.
Okay, so track battle 3 features year.
Sorry, it's 1989.
And that's Van Morrison's Brown Eyed Girl versus
2003.
R.E.M's Losing My Religion. So, Brown Eyed Girl was written by Morrison and recorded in March 1967 for Bang Records owner and producer Burt Burns. That can't be it's got to be a fake name, that. It was released as a single in June of the same year on the Bang label, peaking at number 10 on the Billboard Hot 100. And it's considered to be Van Morrison's signature song. Originally titled Brown Skinned Girl, Morrison changed it to the Brown Eyed Girl when he recorded it. Morrison
there goes my fact. I'll just wave it off. Bye.
Sorry, Cath. Morrison remarked on the title change that was just a mistake. It was kind of a Jamaican song, a calypso. It just slipped my mind that I changed the title. Mm-hmm.
Bullshit.
That's exactly the reason, Van. That's exactly it. Yeah. Losing My Religion was the first single from the band's 7th album, Out of Time. R.E.M. guitarist Peter Buck wrote the main riff and chorus of the song on a mandolin while watching television one day. Buck had bought the instrument that day and was attempting to learn how to play it, recording the music as he practiced. I mean, what a fucking knob. How... I mean, I would sit there for fucking months and I still wouldn't be able to play a tune on a mandolin. He buys it that morning, fiddles around with it, and he's written Losing My Religion. So
some people just make you sick.
Did they? It's like, what? Yeah. When I read that, I was just like, what a fucking... Can you not be a little bit bad? So, with that in mind, Cath, where are your thoughts on the 2 tracks?
Right,
so it's very different again.
It is very different. So Van Morrison, clearly the older track of the 2, that everyone's heard. It's a very cheerful little song with a very catchy chorus. I can imagine it being a hit at Glastonbury with everybody singing along to it. I didn't see the live performance because it's in the 80s and I don't think they were actually making videos of Glastonbury then. Yeah, all of the facts I've waved, they've left the building now, so I'll move on. I thought that it had some great bass riffs throughout, and I liked the brass instruments in the song as well. However, yeah, I'm not really sure about it. I was sort of on the fence. So then I moved over to watch the live show of R.E.M. performing Losing My Religion. I think it was the one at Glastonbury. The song itself I thought was quite depressing, despite being one of their bigger hits. But there was excellent audience interaction before the song began, which wins points.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Michael Stipe got really into the performance and was doing his weird little dance that he does sometimes.
The Michael Stipe dance. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. We all know it well.
Yeah. He was also encouraging a sing-along, so he's ticking all of the boxes there for performing at a festival.
Yep.
And yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not really a fair comparison because I couldn't find a decent video of Van Morrison. But I just think because Michael Stipe was really going for it and really, interacting with the audience and dancing, R.E.M. are on the pyramid stage, whereas Van Morrison's going to have to be on the park stage.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Stu.
Right, so what year was Brown Eyed Girl actually written?
1967.
Ah, right, okay, that explains it, because it certainly wasn't recorded in 1989.
No, 1989 was the year that Van Morrison headlined.
And I'm glad that, because I do love the recording technique then, obviously because they were limited or whatever, but I like that sound, and it's just that like Motown sound kind of. You can't reproduce it. They try, but they never, ever, ever can do it. They need the equipment from that time. No, they can't. They have tried it many times. It just doesn't work. Yeah.
I don't think I don't think producers and musicians today have got the patience to do what they did back then.
Yeah.
It's like, now they've got like 128 channel mixers, whereas then it was like an 8-track mixer. And if they wanted more, they would record 8 tracks and then press play and then move all of that onto track 1 and then use tracks 2 to 8 again. And I don't think now, we're in the Netflix generation. There's no way people have got patience to do that.
No. But then the ones who do that are, you can tell as well, because they got a special kind of talent in that sense. Anyway, it's a very good song, but it does remind me of family discos. Things like that. That's like a standard, like along with Superman and all those kind of songs that goes along in there.
We've just compared Van Morrison to Black Lace.
I wasn't dissing and I wasn't comparing. I was just saying, if you go into a family disco, that's the kind of songs you expect to hear. So you do what you want with that information.
No agadoo, no party.
That's it. It's a really good song. It's a classic song, you know that. I think the crowd would go for this song. I think they would sing along to it.
Mm-hmm. I am already in my mind.
Yeah. Losing My Religion. Right. I really like R.E.M. But R.E.M. are like Coldplay.
No, they're
very,
not.
very good at what they do, and they are incredible at what they do. They can play the instruments. They're in time. It's all good. Lyrics are okay. And I really like them, but they are really boring. You can't listen to a couple of albums back to back because you need a rest. Because you'd fall asleep. But they are really good. Don't get me wrong. Out of Coldplay and R.E.M will win every time. Don't get me wrong. But this song, I remember when this album was released, it was like really big. And it was MTV. Every other song was this song, and it was great. And the Michael Stipe dance, where he does it by that window. I can even remember it. I can see it now. I haven't seen the video for years. Which one though would get the crowd going more? And which one's the better song? They are two very different tracks.
It's really hard to compare.
And this is the thing as well. It's hard to compare, and it's like I'm using the same sort of theory, which is the best crowd song, which is the best song, and that is two very different.
And these two would be a close crowd pleaser anyway. I do think I think probably people would sing along. I don't think people realise how much they all know "Losing My Religion." I think it's one of those songs. It's just ingrained.
Do the kids know it? Do you think?
I don't know.
That's a tough one.
Is it surprising the tracks that the kids don't know that you think they do?
Yeah.
And to be fair, as well, it's surprising the tracks the kids do know that you think they shouldn't.
We can fix this. People who go to see these at Glastonbury would only be because they know who they are. They wouldn't. There'll be a very small percentage of people rocking up because they go, "Oh, what's this?" But most of the people they'll go because they want to see that artist.
Yeah.
So you'd think people are going to see R.E.M. or Van Morrison, they would know what's going on.
Yeah, and
there'll be a small percentage who aren't.
It would be a more mature audience for sure.
Yeah. So Can I phone a friend? Oh, God. I haven't even got a coin. I can't even do a flip. I'm going to go for Losing My Religion, and that's only because I've probably got more connection to that song than anything, and that's why I'm picking it.
Okay.
Right, okay.
But it is they're both good songs in their own right. They are good songs.
I need to start jumping in here, because for the third time now, my unimportant opinion...
It's all important.
I mean, this is a really simple one for me, and there's quite a few elements at play. Firstly, much like The Cure, I don't think Losing My Religion is R.E.M's greatest song. It's one of their best, but not their greatest.
What's their greatest?
Oh, see, I really do like the What's the Frequency, Kenneth type era.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
They're a little bit more grungy, a bit more distorted guitars. Also, I think it's one of the first R.E.M. album I actually bought. So, yeah.
What, the others you stole?
No, yeah, that was a stole. Everyone's got an album they stole from a sibling. Brown Eyed Girl, though, is, like we said, it's Van Morrison's signature song. And it's not because that's his only song. It's his signature.
He got plenty.
I mean, he's got like Days Like This and Moondance, you know. So I imagine like both of you crowd would be both up for both songs in different elements. As you say, Losing My Religion isn't a Don't Bore Us, Get to the Chorus song. People will know the verses as well. But there are so many elements of Brown Eyed Girl, not just lyrically that people will get involved with. They will be singing that bass intro. They would be.
They probably would, yeah.
They'd be singing the. Yeah, totally. They'd be singing the. He's Shalala bit.
Yep.
They would be singing that as well. I think, though, Brown Eyed Girl is more a campfire song. So if you imagine you've just finished in the festival for the night, you're finishing Friday night, you've all got back to your tent, someone whips out the guitar.
Someone's passing the spliff round.
Yeah, someone's passing the spliff round, they've got the guitar out, and if someone played the intro of both songs at a tent, I think Brown Eyed Girl would have more people joining in. Oh, definitely.
I mean, that just gone for hours, that one.
Yeah. So for me, I'm going
with somebody on bongos. So we turn up with some bongos.
Yeah, randomly. Bob that you've never heard
this dreaded fuck. Oh, yeah.
Some wanker and his acoustic guitar as well, no doubt.
Oh, we used to call him with twat hats. These little big hats with like things. Call him twat hats.
So I'm going to go with Brown Eyed Girl. Not that it really matters because Losing My Religion is going on.
Yeah.
Does matter.
Okay, so
all matters.
This is a battle.
This is. You know what? After you've done your intro, you can go.
Yeah, I was going to say that. You go first.
You go first on this one.
Okay.
This is a tough one.
Oh, man. It's like unbelievable, isn't it? So, we have in year...
2006.
Is headlined by The Killers with Mr. Brightside. And in year...
2008.
Was the Verve's Bittersweet Symphony.
What legendary tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Mr. Brightside was the debut single of The Killers, released in 2003. It is one of the top 15 most downloaded rock tracks in the UK, and it is the most successful single to never top the UK charts. On the flip side, the song also has the dubious honour of being dubbed the most overplayed song, as it's been played on the radio, in the supermarket, in the pub, the office, in a taxi, from and through your neighbour's wall, and being blasted out at every party and wedding you will ever attend for the rest of your life. The Verve... And
everybody effing knows
Oh, everyone knows it, yeah, totally. Yeah. The Verve's Bittersweet Symphony is the lead single from their third album, Urban Hymns. Based on a sample from the Rolling Stones song The Last Time, they attained rights from the Stones record label Decca Records, but were denied permission from the Stones' former manager Alan Clean. Lawsuits commenced, and the Verve relinquished all royalties, and Mick Jagger and Keith Richards were added to the songwriting credits. When Klein died in 2019, Jagger, Richards, and Alan Klein's son ceded rights back to Richard Ashcroft. You know, like only...
I should think so too. I mean, that's
only
just really
like 16
pathetic.
years of like money. They decided to give it back.
Yeah, good for them. Well done, those guys.
Okay, so me going first. All right.
Yes.
Imagine the scene, right? We're recording the Christmas episode right now, and the category was for Best Crowd Song. Mr. Brightside, 100%, no a shadow of a doubt would we win in that. Now imagine the category was best use of a sample. Bittersweet Sympathy is totally up for debate on that one. There is an argument that the Killers' performance of Mr. Brightside at Glastonbury is one of the greatest performances alongside best crowd participation. However, in my mind, the song does that. I don't think it actually needs the Killers to be there. I can show you videos from Premier League darts where the crowd is just as much into that song because a player has used it as his walk-on music. I mean, that's one for the Facebook group. I also think that as a pre-concert soundcheck song, you know when like the soundcheck's done and the engineer is playing a song just to warm the crowd up, it's normally Bohemian Rhapsody. That will always get the crowd singing. There are videos from bands where I think Green Day posted a video of their crowd singing the soundcheck's Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay.
But I think
those idiots will sing to anything.
Yeah, but I think Mr. Brightside is up there. I think that if not one of the best, it's definitely a close second to Bohemian Rhapsody for warming a crowd up at a concert.
Okay.
However, I've also really loved the strings on Bittersweet Symphony, and when those drums kick in, it is just freaking amazing. Vocally, I prefer the Killers. And on an interaction basis, I'm going to add our playlist to locations you can hear Mr. Brightside as it just edges out Bittersweet Symphony for me.
Wow.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
only just, I mean, it's marginal. I mean, that last line was decided just now.
Right.
Because I've spent the last few days...
I mean, you've been gushing about the Killers. I thought that's who you were totally going to pick them.
Yeah, I did pick them. But
you've changed your mind for no reason.
No, I haven't changed my mind. I'm going with the Killers.
Oh, right. So I thought you said Verve.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'll just mark this on the sheet going, what is something?
I think it just edges Bittersweet Symphony because everyone knows it. I mean, I don't think everyone knows Bittersweet Symphony. Maybe the chorus, but maybe not the song, whereas everyone knows start to finish with the Killers.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Okay, so, Stu.
Near enough agree with you. I mean, the Killers themselves aren't a very good band. However, they have got lucky and they've released two of the best songs you could ever, hopefully, you could write in your career. And just by luck, and they're just incredible. And this is one of them. They're okay, the Killers, don't get me wrong, but this is what they're famous for, and this is what people want. If they did gigs and they never played this song, there'd be a riot. Simple as that. It's like what Si says. Everybody knows all the words. Even when you don't know the words, you know the words, and it flows very nice, and it's all got the ups and everybody. And then when everybody's singing it all together as well, it's absolutely incredible. The Verve, it was around about that time. Now I appreciate this is a very, very good song. It's not my kind of song though. But I do like sonically how it all comes together. It is a very product of its time as well.
Yeah.
It's a bit too Oasis though for me.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's that era, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I've seen Verve a few times, and they are very good, but they are a bit too
Oasis-y.
Hey, Oasis-y kind of.
They got that sort of attitude as well.
Yeah, that's it, and and. Right, no, nobody can be as bad as Oasis, so sorry. I do think, though, in this particular battle, though, they are both epic songs, so don't get me wrong. The Verve Symphony is an epic song.
Yes.
But in this battle, for a Glastonbury sing
it's come up against one of the best songs, isn't it?
It's going to be that one. Right, everybody's probably going to be singing Music Symphony, but they're going to be like all quite mellow and all that. The Killers, everybody's going to go berserk and jumping around, having the best time in the world, loving each other, having the best. So it's going to be.
The pints of beer are flying through the air.
Yeah, and nobody cares. Where if you like the Verve, they'll be going, "Hang on a sec, mate, you just spoke my beer. What were you doing?" Yeah, we're Brightside. Hey, come on, let's have more beer. Yep, so that's my vote.
Okay, Cath.
Right, so my vote that doesn't matter. Right, so
your
the Killers.
vote does matter. It's your opinion matters, Cath.
This well-known song has become an anthem for heartbreak and jealousy. I watched the 2007 show because the 2006 show wasn't available to judge if they were worthy of being on a pyramid stage. So, controversially, I'm not keen on this song. But I thought the show that the band put on was really good. And there's a lovely bit of audience interaction at the beginning as well. The lights were amazing during the show. Like, they were just really exciting and flashing and all sorts of things going on. And yeah, the crowd clearly loved the song as well. So they've done really well there. So the Verve's Bittersweet Symphony. So the song itself explores the contradictions and complexities of life. So I watched the actual show from 2008, and the feedback at the start of the performance was horrendous. It's ear-splitting. It completely ruins the build-up. So you hear that sort of thing. What is it, a violin or something that kicks off first?
Yeah.
Ruined by this just awful distortion feedback sound. I think all of the audience would have had severe tinnitus after experiencing that. Richard Ashcroft, who's the singer, he seemed a bit out of his depth on such a big stage as well. Like he wasn't really moving around much, although there was a little bit of audience interaction, and certainly more than the Killers. Killers basically just ignored their audience and just played the song. But shots of the audience showed that they were actually quite a bored-looking bunch of teenagers. Yeah, no one was really into it, not like dancing or singing along, just sort of staring at the stage. So because of that, I'm going to put the Killers on the pyramid stage and Verve on the park stage.
Another clean sweep.
Yep.
Boom.
Okay, so track battle 5.
This one's going to be fun.
Almost about halfway. Yeah, I can see where Cath's going with this one. In year?
It's 2002.
We saw Rod Stewart headline and his songs Maggie May versus
2023.
That's last year. That is the Arctic Monkeys. Do I Want to Know? So Maggie May was released as the B-side to the single Reason to Believe. So not a huge lot of facts here for this one. Radio stations started playing the B-side, and it soon became the more popular side. Rolling Stone ranked the song 130th on its greatest 500 songs of all time list. So, I mean, that's not a bad performance for a B-side. You know, like,
No, not bad at all.
Not in the top 100, but it's there or thereabouts. Do I Want to Know? The second single from the album R.E.M, according to Wikipedia. Are you ready for this? It is an indie rock, psychedelic rock, stoner rock, blues rock, alternative rock song built around a stomping guitar riff.
Nah, I disagree.
So all of the rocks.
Shit.
All of the rocks.
Nah, it's not.
Music critic Stephen Hayden stated that if Seven Nation Army is the most famous rock song of the last 20 years, then Do I Want to Know has to be the second most famous.
What the hell is he talking about?
It's an opinion. It's an opinion.
Yeah, it's an opinion. Everyone's got them.
Yeah, I guess.
They like nostrils. Everyone's got one. Okay, so let's go with Cath first on this one.
Right, okay. So, Rod Stewart's Maggie May explores the complicated emotions of a young man involved with an older woman. Again, I couldn't find the video from Glastonbury, so I watched the only live performance of this song that I could find. And I can't even remember much about it, really, where it was or anything, or when. I think it's a fairly early Rod, and I didn't think it was a bad performance, and it was actually better than I was expecting. The audience, mostly made up of ladies, I might add, look like they're having a great time, although Rod's behaviour on stage is both weird and cringy. It was quite uncomfortable watching. When there's like instrumental bits, he's jogging up and down the stage and throwing the microphone stand around a little bit because he doesn't really know what to do with himself. And I must have said, the guy cannot dance. And he really shouldn't try. But yeah, it was a very entertaining performance for probably the wrong reasons. So Arctic Monkeys, Do I Want to Know? I think I found I found I couldn't find the video, so there was one that was recorded in Germany in the same year, so I watched that one instead, live recording festival somewhere. And I thought like the intro was pretty good with the clapping and the guitar riff, and it was kind of funny because the audience then starts singing the guitar riff whilst they're sort of being warmed up. So yeah, the only official videos from Glastonbury were quite painful to watch because they were taken on those mobile phone videos, which were dreadful, which is why I went for the German one.
That could have probably been like a BBC element, because I mean, that's only last year, so they've probably still got that on iPlayer.
Oh, okay. I was looking on YouTube and there's just nothing. It's not the most lively performance, I've got to say. There's no audience interaction and they barely move from where they're sort of stood playing their instruments. So, unbelievably, I'm going to put Rod Stewart on the Pyramid stage and Arctic Monkeys on the Park stage.
Oh my God, I did not see that one coming.
Me neither. But it was just it was a lame performance by the Arctic Monkeys. They didn't interact with the audience, they didn't dance around. It was probably the best song to do so anyway. Whereas Rod Stewart was really going for it and interacting, and there were flowers and knickers and all sorts of things flying around.
Okay.
You guys are stunned, I know.
Yeah, that's like, I mean, how do you follow that? And you're going to try, Stu.
Well, all I can say with Rod Stewart is Kenny Everett. I can't take Rod Stewart seriously ever.
No.
My whole childhood, it's just been a joke. I've just never really connected with him at all. I just always found his music corny, and I don't know. It's just Kenny Everett. That's all I can say really about that. But this song as well, I don't understand the very start of it. Why have that mandolin or whatever guitar in? There's no point of that at all.
No,
and then because he completely changed it, the song then turns into an actual song.
You are literally just
and it has no
reading my notes.
Yeah, it has no bearing on anything. Arctic Monkeys, though. I mean, again, this is one of these. This is the most played song.
Yeah, yeah. It's not the first time that we've had that faults. It's the most streamed song on Spotify.
If I've got to base it on this,
yeah,
I can understand why Cath went Rod Stewart.
Yeah,
but they've got so many better songs than this one. Yeah. This is okay, but this is not a. This is sort of just a. I understand why they were just standing there on the stage not doing anything, because there is nothing really to do. It's one of those. Yeah. It's one of those Muse songs where you listen to it and you don't interact with anything because there's nothing.
Well, it's just a slow song
there. Yeah,
and it's. I'm not saying it's not a good song, but like they've got so much better songs.
They
out
do
there
indeed.
To do.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know, Rod Stewart. I find too corny. I always have. He's got a good voice.
Has he?
But I wish I never saw him ever. Because I know every time I hear his voice, I know what he looks like. He's like those leopard skin tight trousers with.
And it doesn't matter if you're talking about early Rod or modern day Rod. It's the same description.
They're all the same.
Yeah.
They're all the same. Oh God. Right, I'm going to go for Arctic Monkeys, but not for this song, because they've got better songs.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
This is so rubbish. But no, it out of the two, I do think they I don't know, because also Rod though does he actually write his songs, or does someone else write them for him?
I think he writes his songs.
He does. Okay. Where Arctic Monkeys, I forgot the lead singer's name, but he
Alex
actually
Turner.
plays and he writes and he sings. You know, so he does. Alex Turner, thank you. So he's more of a.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Really
I'm trying
talented.
to justify Arctic Monkeys here. Yeah. I'm going to go for Arctic Monkeys, personally.
I mean, my notes are pretty much...
Hey, you get the deciding vote.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I don't know if I can cope with this pressure now. I mean, my notes are pretty much what you said, Stu. I mean, Rod Stewart is a strange artist to discuss. I mean, I think you have to disregard modern day Rod. As time has clearly not been kind to this man in any shape or form. He's not the performer or vocalist he once was. You know, like the Queen's Jubilee concert highlighted that hugely.
But we are talking about 2002, Rod.
Yeah, 2005. And the actual song is what? I didn't even put a year, but you're talking 60s, 70s maybe?
Yeah, a really old song.
So it's like, I mean, this is peak Rod Stewart when he recorded this. I mean, it's a low bar, but it is peak. But, I mean, yeah, the weird part of the song, what the fuck is that interlude intro? I mean, I actually know it is Henry by Mahal and Crittenden, but I mean, why is it there?
And I think they do try and shoehorn it in the song near the end. I think
No, that's a completely different song.
Oh, is it a completely different bit? Okay, there you go.
That's a completely different mandolin. More on this. I mean, the intro bit, it doesn't even blend into the song. It just physically stops. And then a new song starts. It's like, what the fuck? I mean, I even went to the original album to see if it was the end of the previous track. And it's not. It's just a random bit of fucking music. I mean, but with that disregarded, you do then have guitars by Ronnie Wood. So, yeah, that's a plus. You got a laid-back drum beat. You got Rod's raspy vocals. And you got a mandolin solo by the guy from Linda's Farm. And I say it's the guy from Linda's Farm because that is how he was credited on the album.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mandolin solo by the guy from Linda's Farm. His name slips my mind. Well, fucking hell, aren't you appreciative of that, Rod? Do I want to know? Like you said, apparently it's the most popular Arctic Monkeys track, but it's not the best and it's not one of my favourites. It just never goes anywhere. And it takes its fucking time doing it as well. It's just too slow and plodding for me to pick it over Maggie May. Well, I can't believe I've just fucking said that. But yeah, we're picking Rod Stewart over the Arctic Monkeys.
Well, are you?
Yeah, apparently we're...
Fantastic.
Apparently for getting ready for this festival-based podcast, we got high off our fucking tits.
Oh, I'm delighted that Rod Stewart's made it through.
Okay, next up, track battle 6 from, this is quote from a quite recent years. The first one is
2022.
2022. That was Billie Eilish and Bad Guy. And that is versus
2017.
And that is Ed Sheeran, Shape of You. That is two big chart-based artists of that year, really, isn't it?
Pop song versus pop song.
Yeah. I mean, this could be interesting. So, Billie Eilish, surprisingly, Bad Guy was Billie Eilish's 5th single from her debut album. When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? Possibly as it was her mainstream breakout song for the UK. I think that's what makes it surprising. That's the 5th single. In the US, it ended the 19-week run at the top of the charts for Old Town Road by Lil Nas featuring Billy Ray Cyrus. I mean,
oh, really?
That alone needs to give it plaudits.
I didn't know he was still releasing songs and things.
Oh, yeah.
But it's all about his daughter these days.
Well, his daughter brought him out at one of the Glastonburys. She performed at Glastonbury, was it last year or the year before? And she brought him out to perform that song. And the fucking crowd went mental. Ed Sheeran's Shape of You was released as a double lead single. I assume this is the new name for a double A side. Alongside Castle on the Hill. TLC are also credited as writers due to the interpolation of the TLC hit No Scrubs featured in it. In 2018, it became the first song to hit 2 billion streams and is the number 1 most streamed song of all... No, sorry, it's the number 2 most streamed song of all time on Spotify. Number 1 is The Weeknd's Blinding Lights because, well, you know, COVID aspect.
Yeah.
And TikTok, that was huge, The Weeknd, during COVID. So being number 2 behind that isn't anything to be sniffed at, really. Sheeran performs all aspects of the song when performed live, and he utilises a loop station to repeat aspects of the song. And it is really, really, and this is part of my notes as well, it's really fucking clever watching him build the song on stage in front of the crowd.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to go first. Okay. I've already started going through my notes. Why not? Because I think it's a bit of an unfair contest. I love both tracks and appreciate both artists. Looking at crowd participation, I think both songs only have one bit that the crowd will tend to sing along to. Sheeran's got that oh wah section. And Billie Eilish has got that cartoony carnival instrumental interlude after duh. It's like the crowd really seem to love singing that bit. None of the rest of the song where she's singing, just that bit. So, as I've already mentioned, technically Shape of You is just fucking amazing watching him do it live. And it's got a real Busker Roots feel to it, which just makes it a better choice for me. So I'm going with Ed Sheeran.
Okay.
Cath, what are you?
Oh, okay, right. So Billie Eilish's Bad Guy. It's a playful and rebellious song where she portrays herself as a charming yet mischievous character. Thank you, Gemini. I think that she's got one of the best stage presences I've seen on the Glastonbury performance. I think she's absolutely incredible.
Oh, she's bouncing, isn't she?
Just amazing. She's, because I didn't really give her much sort of time or anything before, but I saw her Glastonbury show and just thought, she's incredible. Like she's amazing
loving
time,
life,
and she's
isn't she?
everywhere. Yeah, really great. She's clearly enjoying herself. She's getting the audience to sing along, despite what you reckon. It's a very simple song as well, but it's really catchy. And I just think like Billie's energy, like her jumping around and enjoying the song, is so infectious that it's just really. I think it's impossible to not enjoy the song based on her performance. So I was really impressed with that.
Okay.
So then I watched Ed Sheeran's performance at Glastonbury. Shape of You is about a physical attraction that quickly blossoms into something more. The Glastonbury performance has some excellent audience interaction from the off, which is always, wins lots of points doing that. It's another really simple song, from my opinion. I didn't really get the whole building thing. Lost on me, I'm afraid. It's clearly a popular one, and Ed seems like a decent performer. I cannot fault his performance. It's really hard to choose between them because I think they both do a bloody good job. It's just them, and the songs are both quite simple, and yet
they're not lost on stage either, are they? It's like you are focused. You're not looking around the stage.
Well, they're running around, and there's a lot of energy, and they're having a great time, and so it really comes down to personal preference because I think the performances are equal, in my opinion.
Okay.
So, I guess if it comes, what would I listen to if I had to listen to one of them again? And I would actually quite happily, I might add, listen to Billie Eilish's Bad Guy again, whereas Ed Sheeran isn't really my cup of tea, even though he seems like a great performer and I know he's very popular, but he's just not my sort of thing. So therefore, I'm going to put Billie Eilish on the Pyramid stage and Ed Sheeran on the Park stage.
Okay. So,
wow,
you've got the deciding choice now, Shu.
This is mental because I don't know either artist.
Really?
I don't know anything about Billie Eilish. Is it Eilish?
Yeah,
Eilish. Eilish. Honestly, I don't know anything about her or any song. I've probably heard a song and I didn't even know. So, And Ed Sheeran, I find him incredibly corny and annoying, but I don't really know. I don't really know. So to me, I'm coming into this completely unprepared.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And actually, maybe this is the best way to do it. I'm now just listening to the songs in their purest form, got no baggage.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Well, okay, even though I've just ruined it by saying Ed Sheeran's a bit that. Hang on. So is this Billie Eilish's best song? Is this the most
streamed on Spotify?
Because to me, when I listen to it, there's nothing really happens in this song. It's very quiet and whispery. And
although it was, like I said, but it's the fifth single, this was the one I think she actually cracked the UK charts with.
Oh, okay. It just seems a bit nothingy to me.
Okay.
I think it was a TikTok thing. I mean, I remember my daughter fucking loving the song.
Yeah, okay. The Ed Sheeran one, I don't like this song at all. But I probably got to disagree with Cath a little bit. I think if you know Ed Sheeran and you see him at this gig, you would sing every single word of this song.
Yeah.
I think you would just be there singing along to it because it's one of those songs. Billie, Eilish, whatever her name is. Sorry,
Billie.
It's
Billie.
Billie. We'll call her Billie. I don't know that one. You can't sing along to that. Where do you?
But that's where I was getting the impression that the crowd was singing like "I'm the bad guy," duh, and then they were they were singing the do.
And there seems to be lots of talking and whispering and things like that. I mean, sonically, it's great. I like the sound of it and all those kind of things. But like,
track.
I can't. To me, it's not really a pop song. I don't know. It's like where it pains me, but I think I have to pick Ed Sheeran because I know that people just sing along to every single word. If they know him, they'll be there. They go, oh yeah. Yeah. So and you are right. There's plenty of artists. I forgot the names of them now. Oh, what's the name?
Billie Eilish.
No. What Si says, like they'll loop. So they'll play a bit here, a bit there, and they'll keep on looping, and they'll layer and layer and layer.
Yeah, I mean, I think he does it on the Glastonbury performance, and there's also another YouTube video of him doing it when he released his own.
Katie Tunstall. There you go. That's the one.
Yes, Katie Tunstall. So basically, he will play like
amazing at it as well.
The rhythm, the percussion rhythm on his guitar, and then he'll play that for like 10 seconds, and then he'll hit a button, and then that will continue on, and then he'll play the keyboard part, and then hit a button, and it can carry on without him playing it, and then he'll just like push buttons, and it'll turn the bits off and on, and it's a huge awesome busker thing. Buskers, a good busker is very, very good at it,
and when they get it right, it is wonderful. So I can imagine that being that. So Ed is going to get my vote on that one.
Yeah, I'll try and find the link to the YouTube video, and we'll put it up on the group as well. Okay, so that is Ed going to Glastonbury.
Ed? Yeah.
Well, he's going to the main stage. Billie's still going
to the pyramid stage.
Yeah.
Not
now,
the main
this
stage.
Is an interesting battle.
A little bit, yeah.
Track Battle 7, year of
1981.
That was one of the first years when he started going into a Saturday and Sunday, I think. And that is Taj Mahal and Leaving Trunk.
Anyone's ever heard of those guys before?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the actual track is not what I was expecting based on the band name or the song title. And that was going against
1998.
And that is Blur's Song 2, which is the complete opposite. Everyone fucking knows that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so Taj Mahal's Leaving Trunk. Unsurprisingly, there is very little information about the artist, the album, or the song anywhere online. It's like they are a Memphis blues version of The Wedding Present.
No,
but with talent.
No.
So the album Taj Mahal was the artist Taj Mahal's debut album, recorded in 1967. 1967, so what's that? That is 56 years?
Really fucking old. Yeah.
Really fucking old, yes. And featured blues songs by multiple artists, but reworked into a more contemporary blue and folk rock style. The album never reached the album charts. This is probably... I don't understand how they became a headline act.
No.
Talent was thin on the ground that year. Blur's Song 2, everyone knows this song. It's distinctive woohoos, but deep breath for this now. Song 2 is the second song on Blur's fifth studio album, Blur, as well as the second song on the Greatest Hits album, The Best of Blur. Song 2 peaked at number 2 in the UK singles chart, and the song is 2 minutes and 2 seconds long, with 2 verses and 2 choruses. However, that's a bit of a coincidence because the title of the song was purely the working title to indicate its placement on the track listing of the album. So it wasn't as clever as it sounds, but I thought that was some great coincidences.
I didn't even know any of that.
I didn't know that either.
Coincidences, yeah.
I even looked it up when I saw that. It's 2 minutes and 2 seconds. No, it fucking isn't. It's like, oh, actually,
no,
it is.
Yeah, it's not track.
So where are we woohoo into first? Stu.
Yes. Hi. I never heard of Taj Mahal in my entire life until we had to do this. My God, they are ace. when was that song recorded?
1967.
Now that is exactly what I'm saying about you cannot recreate that sound nowadays. You just can't. And if you listen to it on headphones, the drums are just bouncing around on left and right. And if you've got the headphones on the right way,
they're bouncing around the right way too. Yeah,
I tell you, it's wonderful. I was just going, oh, what's this? wow, this is brilliant.
Yeah.
I don't really need to talk about Blur 2. Everybody knows Blur 2, song 2. Everybody knows
They
that
do.
song. It's like, it is a staple. And it's a very easy cloud pleaser. And everybody jumps up and down. It's quite paint by numbers. Very good song. I'm not taking it away from it.
Mm-hmm.
But I want Taj Mahal to go through because I love it. It's just, however, I can't really see it being a,
Headline act.
everybody would sing along to it because it's just like normal, typical blues.
Yeah.
4-bar blues, and that's it, really. But it's awesome. It's just, it's Taj Mahal going to go through just as a, even if it doesn't win, it's got my vote. I just want to give it something here.
They know
and
you
just
love them now, shit.
Yeah, it's just a bit, and I think I'm going to start listening to them because I've never heard them before, and I'm happy this has come about. It's a shame, really, because technically, Blur Song 2 should kind of win because you know it's going to be
People are going to go mental to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that song. I really like the song. It's a shame it was being used in FIFA games and football adverts and all that stuff. It's a shame that. But hey-ho, they got to make their money somehow. So who are we to argue? So anyway, so Taj Mahal
for the win. Okay.
Okay.
Cath.
So Taj Mahal Leaving Trunk in 1981. No music video exists at all. I think I had to listen to Spotify to the track. But the track itself tells the story of a man on the move, likely due to romantic troubles. The song is a really, really pleasant, enjoyable, lovely blues track with wobbly harmonica and a brilliant guitar melody. The singer has an excellent blues voice, and I can only imagine people dancing kind of slowly to this at Glastonbury back in 1981. It's a highly enjoyable track, and I will definitely be listening to more stuff by these guys on Spotify. Big fan now. Thought they were great. So, yeah, very much enjoyed that. So, yeah, Blur Song 2, of course, everyone knows this one. It's a very... the video from Glastonbury is a very high-energy performance, which is not unexpected. The audience are going wild. They clearly love this song. It's a very short song, so 2 minutes, 2 seconds. And it couldn't be more different from Taj Mahal's Leaving Trunk. So, which makes it really hard to know which one to pick.
Yeah.
The song isn't really about anything and was actually meant as a joke. Well, they Blur clearly don't have the same musical talent as Taj Mahal. And I guess that's what it's going to come down to for me is talent. So therefore, Taj Mahal's going to go on the pyramid stage and Blur on the park stage.
Oh, okay.
Bit of park life there for Blur.
Oh, puntastic. Okay, so that's my opinion. Doesn't really matter, but like you two said, we don't need to discuss Blur's Song 2. Everyone knows the Woohoo Laden anthem. It's grungy, it's rocky, it's got distorted guitars. Song a crowd would love. Controversial opinion? Is it just a parody ripoff of Smells Like Teen Spirit? No, clearly not from your faces.
No.
You know, you don't get that.
I can't hear it.
I get that Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Not really. I guess there's similarity if you really think about it.
Not like, no, I'm thinking style. It's like, it's got that low, almost, it's not acoustic, but it's like cleaner guitars.
I guess the Woohoos are the thing that just wrote like...
Yeah.
I got to disagree with you, sorry.
Taj Mahal, new ground for me. Never heard of them, never listened to them. It's pretty much an easy choice, right? But Leaving Trunk ticks so many boxes.
It certainly does.
I love a bit of harmonica and riffy guitar laden blues. I mean, this has caused me the biggest struggle to choose. On one hand, I feel like Song 2 has to be on the playlist to represent Glastonbury. It is totally...
They're going to be the crowd pleaser.
Yeah, it's totally a festival song.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I feel that Taj Mahal is a band that more people should listen to at least once.
Yeah.
And
this track.
Yeah, and this track. And as such, I'm going to clean sweep it. I'm going with Taj Mahal as well.
Yes.
Good on Taj Mahal. Excellent. That band I've never even heard of before.
No, me neither. It's like you two, I want to listen to more of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that's out of the way.
This is a... Go on.
You're going to say this is a high. It's not. It's not. It's really not.
Oh, I don't know. Go on.
Right, so track battle 8 we have from
2000.
2000 exactly. It is Travis's Sing versus
2004.
and that is Muse's Uprising. So, Sing is the lead single from Travis's third studio album, The Invisible Band. It became the band's biggest song in the UK. The song was very much Marmite with music critics, with reviews ranging from skillful and anthemic.
Anthemic?
What's that mean?
It's an anthem.
It's an anthem.
Oh, okay.
To banal, cheesy, characterless mandolin dirge. No happy ground for there. Uprising was Muse's best-selling single. It was released as the band's lead single from their fifth album, The Resistance, in 2009. Several critics likened it to the theme song of Doctor Who.
Okay, right.
Okay. Yeah.
So
maybe see that as a push.
Yeah, I pushed it. Yeah, okay. Cath, where are you thinking to place your vote on this one?
I think I've got quite an unpopular opinion because I think both Travis and Muse are shit. But anyway.
Wow, no fence sitting there, Cath.
Wow.
So, couldn't find the live performance from 2000 of Travis doing Sing. So I watched a Live 8 performance, which was recorded in 2005. The song is a love song that explores overcoming inhibitions in a relationship through letting go and expressing yourself freely. The melody and energy of the band is pretty good. The song itself sounds kind of dull, but the singer, I was quite impressed by his vocal range. He also, a bit of audience participation, getting to sing along. So yeah, not a bad performance if you like that sort of thing. So then Muse Uprising. So it's described as, I think, as you said earlier, a rock anthem that critiques authority and power structures, whatever that means, and calls for rebellion. So I watched the Glastonbury video from 2010 because I couldn't find one from 2004. Probably some BBC archive or whatever. The band strut onto stage, which gets the audience going, like they just go wild.
Mm-hmm.
The stage presence seems pretty good, and the delivery of the lyrics is also quite powerful. However, it was quite funny. The guitarist is just like a big sack of spuds during the performance. Like he barely moves.
Not at all. It's like he is rooted to that spot, isn't he?
He really is, yeah. The singer and the song itself carries the show because the guitarist doesn't contribute anything other than playing the fucking guitar. Sadly, no audience interaction. So therefore, Muse can go on the park stage, Travis can go on the pyramid stage.
Didn't think there was any interaction. The crowd
there wasn't any. They were so into their song that they just didn't interact at all.
See, I thought they sung the whole chorus. Maybe that was the other performance I saw.
Well, this was a Glastonbury 2010 video that I saw,
or maybe
not
it was 2016.
2004.
I think maybe 2016 I saw. The crowd were like, they sung like the chorus entirely. The singer didn't. Singer basically put his microphone down.
Didn't see that one. Yeah, I guess they've learnt that that's important.
Go on, sorry. Go on, you do. You go.
Okay, I'll go now. Okay, so this was my notes before today. Okay, that's quite important.
Something's changed your mind then, has it?
Yeah, because
you have to call HR.
Yeah, I think so. Because it's like, Sing, a folky little ditty that will get the crowd singing the chorus, pretty much is a good representation of Glastonbury. The verses, a track that demonstrates what would happen if you mix the Doctor Who theme, Black Holes in Revelations by Muse, and Call Me by Blondie together.
Oh, you make it sound really interesting, but it isn't.
It isn't. I enjoy Muse, although sometimes they can get too pretentious for their own good. And again, I believe the artist's most popular track on Spotify is not their best representation.
100% agree.
Hysteria or Psycho. Thanks for asking.
Plug-in baby. Don't forget that one.
If you're asking me simply what track do you prefer, then I would lean towards Uprising. However, the whole festival crowd aspect is on my mind as well. Mm-hmm. And I think Sing edges that element. Although it was released 1 year after they headlined the festival. That's why you couldn't find the performance and stuff. But there is a video, like a camcorder video of them performing in the Croissant Neuf tent in 2016.
In the French tent, huh?
Which they do get the crowd going on it. That's where my notes from previous today stopped. However, whilst I was rereading my notes today, I thought, let's have a quick look at Muse's performances of Uprising. And I looked at 2016, and holy shit, that crowd is into it in a huge way.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm completely changed my mind. The performance in 2016 completely changed my mind. I'm going with Uprising.
Right,
Wow.
okay.
So that is that 1-1 now?
That's 1-1.
Yeah. I've got my deciding
Oh,
notes.
he's deciding for it again. He's
Now,
monopolising this now.
I find this incredibly hard. I think Travis are fantastic, and I think Muse are fantastic. They've both got not very good songs, and they've got fantastic songs. Do I agree with Muse as they should be their most played song on Spotify? No, I don't. I personally think Plug-in Baby is one of their greatest ones, and then that would tally up nicely with this one because that's a 2001 release, so that could work in this limit. But anyway,
It's the wheel's fault. Well, it's not the wheel's fault. The wheel worked. It's Spotify's fault.
Yeah.
So, and I don't. I just like jingly jangly.
I know you do.
Nice
We've
theme, and it's really the studio recording is really clean, and everything's really well defined, and it's got a lot of texture everywhere. It's just really nice a really nice song. And I do find though the corny bit of the song is when they say sing, and if you got an audience and they would singing along to it, I was just thinking, okay.
Yeah, I mean that's why I got the impression when I heard it for the first time, I imagined it's a concert song because you get to that chorus of sing, and you know that crowd's going to sing.
Yeah. Uprising, I don't know, it's great. It's a great Muse song. I've never heard it referred to a Doctor Who bit, and it's only because of that one keyboard.
Yeah, it's that keyboard
sound
that does
they've
it.
got, and that's it really. But that's it. Really.
The bigger thing for me for that was to Blondie is the guitar stab.
Yes.
It's exactly the same tone and length, and that Blondie Debbie Harry shouts "Call me."
Right. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I've seen Muse a couple of times. A couple of times at festivals, V and I think Glastonbury, and a couple of times actually at a gig themselves. Gone to an actual one of their gigs, and they're really good. They're again though, it's one of these bands. They're so good, they're borderline boring. Everything is so on point and tight and perfect.
Pretentious.
You might as well not watch them live. This is no point. There's no, but they are that good. That's the thing. So, but I think though Travis would be a better one to get the crowd going. I don't know. I just like, and I like both bands. So,
I mean, it does fall into the ethos of Glastonbury, the hippie, folky.
Yeah, it's just nice. Just there on a Sunday afternoon in the tent.
I guess it really depends on what you want from Glastonbury. If you want something kind of mellow to sing along, or you want to riot and shout and go mental.
Two very different artists and songs to battle against each other again, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, when we do our normal show, you don't get this.
Not really, no.
Nah.
I mean, even if you're looking at a band and you're looking at, this was their first album in 1952 and this is their last album in 2018, you're still not going to get that much of a difference. You're not going to get that much of a
difference. We've done the Rolling Stones yet, have we?
No, I don't think so, but that's a good point. You're not going to get that genre shift. So, yeah, it's interesting. Again, it's how you feel and what you think you're going to get out of it, I think. So, okay, so track battle 9 is in year
1986.
96. Oh, we're back to the mid 80s, and that's the Psychedelic Furs with "Love My Way" versus
2011,
which is the amazing U2.
Tax Dodgers.
Amazing Tax Dodgers. U2 with or without you.
Talk about two bands which are completely different as
well.
Yeah. Okay, so "Love My Way" was released in July 1982. It was the first single from their studio album Forever Now. Frontman Richard Butler explained that the song was originally written for gay people with the message of "Don't worry about it, be you." The song featured heavily in the cinema world, featuring on the films Valley Girl in 1983, The Wedding Singer in 1998, and 2006's Starter for 10. After it featured in the 2007 film Call Me By Your Name, the song enjoyed a surge in streaming popularity. With or Without You is the third track from the 1987 album The Joshua Tree, which was released as the lead single. The song became the band's most successful single of all time. The song features a prototype of the infinite guitar, which allows a note to be held with infinite sustain by taking the note picked up from the normal guitar pickups, amplifying it, and then feeding it back into a separate pickup coil, making it go on and on and on. A bit like U2. So, Cath, who are you picking?
All right, get the bucket of scorn. Here we go.
Well, so Psychedelic Furs, Love My Way, is a song that can be interpreted in a few ways, according to Gemini, but it generally centres around themes of self-acceptance, individuality, and embracing non-traditional love, which is what it. Singing is dreadful, because it's a Psychedelic Furs. Bloody awful. No Glastonbury video exists, so I endured a video of them performing it live sometime in the 80s, I don't know when. There's very little movement from the band, no audience interaction. Any staging Glastonbury would be too good for these guys, because they're just terrible. So I wonder who I'm going to pick. U2. So the audience is singing along to the song from the off. And U2 wins for the simple fact that Bono can actually sing and still had quite a good vocal range back in 2011. However, he can't be asked to actually sing all of the lyrics and actually doesn't bother on some of the lines. Like, he begins it and just doesn't finish it. And there's no dancing either from these guys.
That is unfair. Bono occasionally goes to the edge of the stage and goes...
Oh, okay. Well, he didn't even bother doing that. There's a tiny amount of audience interaction because he steals the Irish flag from someone and then he drapes it over an amp. But really, I just thought it was a really lame set, especially because it's the final song that they were doing in their set. They just played it, went, yeah, thanks, bye, and then they went. So the performance kind of sucked, but it's still better than Psychedelic Furs, which anything is really. Possibly even the wedding present. So you two are going on the pyramid stage and Psychedelic Furs are going on the park stage.
That has stunned me.
You've got to just drop it, I tell you. Jesus.
That has absolutely stunned me. Wow. I didn't see that go in there too. I mean, what year was it they appeared? Was it 2011, you said?
Yeah, that's right.
And so that's after they've pretty much done like their Zooropa tour and their Lemon tour. And, you know, I mean, their theatrics is second to none at their stadium tours.
Oh, okay. But they really couldn't be bothered in 2011.
I don't think they can incorporate all their elements of their stage show into Glastonbury. And that probably is what's shown.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that. Completely.
And that's pretty much part of my notes. And let's say no other song does anything for me. Love My Way is probably a not bad example of early 80s music. Not a good example, but not. There's far, far worse. And With or Without You is U2's normal pretentious self. And yep. Bill Bailey has a great sketch on Part Troll that sums up what happens if you take away all of U2's effects.
I'll have to watch that.
Technically and groundbreaking, U2 have the edge. Both.
Very good.
And you know what? I didn't even realise I'd wrote that. And it's just like, actually, that's quite fantastic.
Yeah, of course you didn't realise. No.
I mean, it's possibly one of their greatest songs. However, although it's not good, I just prefer the message and realness of Love My Way. I mean, it's basically a band that can't really play their instruments or sing particularly well, but doing it anyway. And
yeah, okay.
I fucking love punk. And wasn't that just the basis of punk?
Yeah, I guess so.
So
pop punk.
I'm going to go with, I just can't vote for U2. I just fucking hate them. It's like, Bono is a man that
Did you ever get the Apple iPod where they
downloaded their album to you, and it's like, oh,
and people were sending it back to Apple, going, well, I want this. I'll take it off.
How dare you make me have this album?
I mean, it's like, fucking hell. And when he comes out onto his concerts and he's like, starts clapping his hand, and
he's such an arse.
Every time I clap my hands, a child in Ethiopia does. Well, stop fucking clapping, Bono. You know, I just can't stand the man. He was good, but he became, and this is where Muse is getting dangerously close to. He went so far up his own arse that I just can't stand him and the band. So
fair enough.
I just can't bring myself to put U2 on that stage at all. So Psychedelic first for me.
Okay.
Can I abstain? I don't want either of them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Please.
I mean, this is brutal. And it's like, we got this battle, and when we've had battles where you're going, I don't know what to choose. I don't know what to choose. Both of these deserve to go on. And then we've got to pick one of these.
Both of these deserve not to be on the album to save everybody from listening to these.
Yeah, I agree.
Right, try and be fair. I just don't like U2. Is it a good song? Well, it was a very popular song. It's been streamed loads. Yeah, that album certainly did skyrocket them into ridiculousness. Psychedelic Fairs, it's 280s for me. Far 280s.
It's early 80s, isn't it? I mean, it's not as bad. It's not stock Aitken and Waterman bad 80s.
However, no. But I can imagine people singing along to that, especially the chorus, really getting into the, standing there with their hands up in the air and just going, oh my Lord.
They weren't. They really weren't. The audience weren't.
but that's what I can imagine.
Right. I mean, it's the 80s. They were just sort of shuffling awkwardly.
Then with U2, it's... Oh, God, I don't want to pick either. I don't like either of them. Do I have to pick?
You have to pick one. Yeah.
Oh,
it's a deciding vote.
This doesn't work for on radio, but Cath, rock, paper, scissors. Ready? Right. If I win, Love My Way goes. If you win, U2 goes through, okay?
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Ah!
Right, I win. So that was it. So I did the scissors and Cath had paper.
Great radio, guys.
Right. It is. That's why I had to explain what it is, paper and scissors. And also, I didn't realise there's a lag on Zoom, so it doesn't really work anyway. But anyway. So, yeah, what went through was Psychedelic Fairs, unfortunately. I know. I didn't want either of them to get through.
You can always skip tracks on Spotify.
Yeah,
it's very true.
And we highly recommend it. I mean, on the plus side, we're not doing an episode on the Psychedelic Thirds or U2.
I would not do either. I would be sick or just leave.
Sick for that episode. We'll have to pull in Dwayne.
Where's Cath? She said she'd be here.
Dwayne and Emma.
Sorry, guys. I'm ill.
Dwayne and Emma better start swatting up on U2. Okay, so almost the last battle. Because we got overexcited. And that is track battle 10 from the year of...
1992.
1992.
Wow.
That's an interesting year. And that's Shakespears Sisters Stay versus...
2003.
Oh, that's close. No, it's not close. It's a
No,
year. It's a decade.
No,
it's a decade between them, isn't it? And that is Moby's Porcelain.
Yeah.
Porcelain?
Yeah.
Okay, so Stay, written by Shakespeare's sister and Dave Stewart of the Eurythmics, under the name of Jean Goulet. It was the second single from the album Harmoniously Yours in 1992. Marcelo Detroit on the harmonious verse? I can't speak at all.
Words.
Yeah, it's words. Okay, let's try this again. Marcella Detroit sung bits, and former Bananarama girl Siobhan Fahey is featured on the more darker, more sinister bridge element. The song blew open the pop ballad genre when it was released.
Right.
Allegedly. Porcelain was released as the sixth single from Moby. I mean, that's a different ballgame now we're getting to. 6 singles from an album. That's a different time, isn't it? From Moby's 5th studio album Play, featuring reverse strings and many sampled elements. Moby initially expressed disdain over the song and its production. He did it. it was him that did it, but was eventually talked into including it on the album and has since referred to the song as his most signature-esque song of his career.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to... Because I think you're going to struggle with this. I'm going to go to Stu first, because I think he's going to struggle between loving Shakespears' Sister, but also loving the sample aspect of Moby.
Wow. Well, that obvious. You know. So, right, stay. Now, I've just looked it up. That was actually released in 1992 as well. So when they played that Glastonbury, they obviously just released it. So that was their big signal at the time. That, I remember... MTV years, that was like constantly played every other song, and the middle eight bit where it goes, well, now it's laughable, the hard bit.
The sinister
it's
bit.
really not hard now,
sinister.
And when you watch the video, it's a bit cringy.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like, oh, dear,
totally
okay.
cringy.
But at the time, it was like, oh, this is so alternative and so progressive.
But you think about what came before it. When we're talking the pop ballads, we have just had a period of Stock, Aitken and Waterman doing Jason Donovan, Kylie Minogue's initial albums, any soap stars that were available.
Yeah, but that was one type of pop. I mean, that wasn't all pop, was it?
And considering Bananarama came just before them, and Siobhan came from there.
Yes, that is true. That was a bit of a... But anyway, I quite liked it for what it was at the time. I remember of it, and I listen to it now, and it's a nice nostalgia song for me.
Okay.
I can imagine people singing it, though, if it was played it live. I can't imagine what the rest of their set would be like, though. Surely it's just this extended for an hour or something. I don't know what it would be.
Not sure she could sing it for an hour.
I think she struggles for 3 minutes listening to
Moby, it Play, wasn't it? This album was off.
Yes, it was.
Oh, God, I loved this album when it came out. It was so Stu's jam. It really was. However, he's a bit weird, Moby. And not because he's a vegetarian and all that stuff and an animal rights activist. He's not that at all. He's just, one of those just weird guys. He's just, just be wary. I'm sure he's fine.
That's taking a different approach.
I don't know, but I've got so many memories with this album as well, just constantly playing it and just loving the weird sample techniques, not even techniques, just like mashing riffs, sample loops together and what they were, like very like bluesy and that kind of thing in there as well. However, I can't imagine Moby. I've never seen him live, so I don't know what it'd be like. I can't imagine him being that interesting live. I can imagine him. Right, I think we're speaking off air or whatever before, but about Orbital. Now I love Orbital, but I have a real connection with Orbital. So they could just stand there for all I care as long as they're playing the songs and they're not doing anything. But I know they are doing stuff because I've seen
pressing buttons and occasionally waving their arms around and stuff.
It. But they are doing various things. Now imagine Moby doing that, but he's a solo person and he doesn't really move around a lot in what I've seen of him. Where I've seen live stuff of him, he's
a more static Fatboy Slim.
That's it, yeah. Which is, he's better than Fatboy Slim. Come on now, you can't demean him down to that level. Even though Fatboy Slim is good, he's got his moments, and he's but so I don't know which one to pick. I
the struggle is real.
It is right. So Moby. It's. I don't know. Okay. Now, no, I'm going to do Stay. Okay. I can imagine that one being more of a crowd pleaser. There we go. I've done
it.
Cast a vote. Okay. That's it. I can't imagine this song. I mean, it's great, and you really know Moby, you'd get into it, but it's not really.
Okay, so I cared for neither song when they were first released. I was the complete opposite. I was probably too young to appreciate Stay when it was first released. Although I do remember it being on Top of the Pops because it was the last song because it was number one for so long. And I was much more into different genres when Moby was released. And when he released Porcelain and Play, I mean, that was, when was it? 2000. So that would have been Limp Bizkit, Papa Roach, early Green Day, Disturbed, Linkin Park, that sort of thing that I was listening to. More than
skater music.
Yeah.
Well, Play was released in 99.
Okay, so really? Was it 99?
Yeah.
Okay, so, well, it's there or thereabouts. It's a Tony Hawk soundtrack, is where I was pretty much getting my jam around that sort of time. However, I can appreciate both of these songs these days. Both songs would have been a great playlist closer if we hadn't got overexcited with our wheels spinning. The bridge from Stay, and like as you say, I mean, at the time it was edgy, but it's fucking cringe-tastic now. The sparkle catsuit angel of death coming down the stairs with the worst makeup since Heath Ledger in the Joker. But I think Porcelain is a much more complete song and a good example of utilising samples and not overcrowding a track. So, because you haven't had any of them so far, Cath, I'm going to go with Porcelain to give you the deciding vote.
Excellent. Yes.
Okay. Great. Okay, so Shakespears' Sister Stay, powerful ballad about a woman pleading with a dying lover, possibly an angel of death. Yeah, okay, that's a fact I could find about that. The recording of the live performance is really bad. And
is it? I'd never found the live version.
Really, but like just terrible. The sound quality and just terrible. Really terrible. Like it's almost unwatchable. And it probably isn't the best song for an album Armageddon Reckoning. The show itself, from what I could determine, given the poor sort of visuals, was that it was average at best. And the singing was all right, although at the end it goes a little bit high pitch. But I think that potentially it could be that the recording, like the sound quality is really bad. Actually, the singing was a lot better than it sounded recording. Because it did just sound a bit disappointing, a bit cringy. And there wasn't really any audience interaction. So yeah, it's a bit of a strange one because it was just very hard to determine how good it was from the poor quality of the video.
It's a strange headline actor as well, if you consider that was their album released in 92 and then they headlined in 92.
Yeah.
It sounds like a bit of a cash-in, doesn't it, on like who's the most popular artist at the time.
Strange one. Anyway, so Moby's Porcelain is a hauntingly beautiful song with lyrics that leave room for interpretation. Could it be about loss and isolation? Could it be about past love? Who knows? Any of those things. The track is quite pleasant, although Moby looks like a little weirdo under the blue lighting.
There we go. See, that's what I mean.
Yeah, he looks like a little gremlin or something. I thought the backing singer had way more talent than he does. Like, she's got a really powerful song and she's really belting it out, and he's just a bit weirdo that's in the background.
A bit of a knob twiddler in the background.
And so it's because of his lack of talent. I mean, I'm sure he has got a lot of talent, but in this performance, it didn't seem that he really had any. He's going to go on the Park stage, and Shakespears' Sister's going to go on the Pyramid stage.
Wow, okay.
Shakespears' Sister for the win.
I didn't see that coming after you slagging them off for the last 2 minutes. Fucking hated that performance. Put it on.
No, I'm trying to explain. The video was really bad. So it was really hard to determine if they were any good because of the video. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt.
I mean, they do come from... I mean, Marcella Destroy is a very well-known good singer. But then you've got the other aspect that she came from Bananarama. And I always have this vision of Bananarama, and especially with Stock Aitken and Waltman. I've seen documentaries where they used to do this, and they used to play, like, sing the song. Okay, no, sing that verse. No, sing that line. No, sing that word. And it was like they were just singing individual words, and then Stock, Aitken, and Waltman would just like splice them all together to make the song. And it's like, can that sort of artist really pull off a live gig, let alone headline Glastonbury?
High notes, just they sounded as bad as if I had sung them. Just really strained and just uncomfortable to listen to.
I mean, my dog hides when I play that part of the song.
I'm not surprised.
But yeah, hey, everyone gets to experience that because it's on the list now.
Yep. Enjoy, everyone. You're welcome.
Okay, so on to our special hidden bonus track. Because we've now got 11 track battles.
Yeah.
Have I got to leave a 10-minute silence?
Yeah, I'll try and find a 10-minute silence to put on as in between. And that is from the year. That's going to be a recent one.
2004.
Not that recent.
Yeah, not at all, really.
And that is Paul McCartney with "Maybe I'm Amazed" versus
10 years beforehand in 1994.
And that is Peter Gabriel's "Solsbury Hill." Now, "Maybe I'm Amazed" was first released on McCartney's 1970 debut album. The song was originally written in 1969, literally just before the breakup of the Beatles. The song was never charted, as despite huge amounts of radio airplay, McCartney refused to let the record company release it as a single. I suppose he had that amount of sway at that point of coming out of the Beatles. The song is fondly regarded as one of McCartney's greatest love songs. "Solsbury Hill" was the debut solo single of Peter Gabriel. The song was written about a spiritual experience atop Solsbury Hill in Somerset. The song almost didn't make it onto the album, as the original last line was "Make your life a taxi, not a tomb." I think that's a fucking brilliant line. Which Gabriel didn't like, and would only allow the song on the album once they had found a proper last line. Many were tried, including "Does anyone here know Officer Muldoon?" and backmasking the line "Fool, you've got the record on backwards." So backmasking is basically record it forwards, turn it round, and play it backwards. Until on the final day, "Grab your things, I've come to take you home" was recorded. And that the rest, they say, is history. I don't know if they really believe that. I mean, fuck me. Does anyone here know Officer Muldoon? Where the fuck did that come? That's drugs, isn't it? But yeah, okay, so where am I going to go first? You know what? I think I'm going to go first just for this one.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, this is a battle between two certifiable musical legends. Both of their biggest hits were as part of bands, with probably McCartney edging that scenario.
Yeah, just slightly.
With being the Beatles and things. I mean, you have to go quite far down the list.
Beatles versus Genesis.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. That's another battle in itself, isn't it? It's
not really much of one.
No, not really much. Not really considered like record sales and things like that. But you have to go quite far down the list to find a McCartney track as a solo artist, because it's either the Beatles or Wings, or with Linda McCartney, or with Michael Jackson, or he even recorded a song with Rihanna.
Did he?
Yeah, that is his most streamed song, is a duet with Rihanna.
Okay.
I mean, I love "Maybe I'm Amazed," but I am a huge fan of the Beatles, and that really leans in towards his Beatles McCartney style.
Yeah.
But I think that's because of when it was made.
When he was good.
Yeah, when he was very, very good. I prefer Beatles McCartney other than Wings McCartney, and certainly not Hawaiian McCartney.
Never Hawaiian McCartney.
Never go full Hawaiian McCartney.
When Bruce and McCartney meet.
I mean, but it does hold up well still, you know? I mean, that song is 55 years old. So, and it does hold up. However, "Solsbury Hill" is another legendary song. I mean, even if you don't know the title, as soon as that synth horn kicks in, it's instantly recognisable. Which I know now Cath or Stu's going to go, I don't fucking know this track at all. It has got a really weird timing to it. I'm turning into Rob. It's got a really weird timing. And it's like the drums are working to one time and the horns are playing to another time. Stu knows about time, so he will come into that.
Yeah.
Listen to the track on headphones. There is literally so much going on in the background as well. It is the official playlist closer. So I'm going to go with "Solsbury Hill" because I just think it's a better closer than "Maybe I'm Amazed." "Maybe I'm Amazed" is get up and go, whereas "Solsbury Hill" is more just chilled out and it's the end of the gig.
Okay.
So that's for me. Stu. No, in fact, not Stu, because I went to Stu first last time to Cath.
Yeah, shut up, Stu.
Yeah. Damn it, Stu.
Right. Paul McCartney's "Maybe I'm Amazed" is a powerful love song written for his wife Linda during a challenging time for the Beatles. The video I watched was from a Russian gig in 2011. Just couldn't find the Glastonbury one. And it seems like a really good song, but the Russian audience are very reserved. There's not much movement going on there. Lots and lots of musical talent on display there. Very impressive gig indeed. Great performance with some very playful behaviour on stage as well. They were clearly having a good time. I was impressed with just the song was great. All of the musicians were really great. I really enjoyed it. Hadn't heard that one before. Would happily listen to it again. So Peter Gabriel's Solsbury Hill, never heard that one before. But then I'm not really a big fan of Peter Gabriel.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a song about personal liberation and embracing a new path. The music is a lot more poppy than McCartney's track, and not really in the same calibre as McCartney, I'm afraid. Peter Gabriel is definitely an interesting performer, and the band hilariously dance together between the verses. They all sort of stand in a line and they're sort of shifting their feet up and down. Yeah, that was really entertaining. And both shows were really enjoyable. It's another difficult choice because I can't really fault either of them. They were both really fun to watch and sort of new tracks that I've not heard before. So I guess again it kind of comes down to personal preference, like which one I personally enjoyed more. And I think musically it would probably have to be McCartney. Maybe I'm amazed. I mean, I think from an enjoying the show point of view, Peter Gabriel definitely, because it was just a bit more like funny to watch. But yeah, musically, Paul McCartney. So Paul McCartney's going to get my vote.
Okay, fair enough. That's a wise and valid choice. So, Stu, you have the deciding vote for the last track.
You're joking. Me? God, talk about pressure. I'm quite famously known for not enjoying the Beatles. I think they're very overrated.
Fair enough.
Blah, 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 blah. And that will be another podcast for another day.
Yeah.
Quite happy to have that at another day. This song, though, it's good. I mean, it's all got part. But it suffers from it doesn't know what it wants to be. It's so many parts, so many ideas going all off. But they all do sound like the Beatles.
That is the Beatles.
Yeah.
Just lots of Beatles songs smashed together. But it's very good. I'm not going to fault the song. It's a very good song. It's going there. Peter Gabriel on Solsbury Hill. I can't believe that you've never heard this song. I thought everybody heard this song. Even if it's just like it's been in adverts and
mind you,
it's just.
I was listening to a live track, which probably there were differences between that and the studio recording. Maybe if I'd heard the studio recording, it would have been like, oh yeah, that one.
Right, yeah, I mean that horn section is just. Oh, I know that. Where's that from? Type.
Yeah, it's. I think at a gig now if you got a gig with people who've gone to see that person, yes, they would know the songs because they were. But I think you would, if you rocked up to Peter Gabriel scene at Glastonbury and you didn't know who he was, you'd listen to the first few verses and then you'd realise what the song was, and then you could quite easily sing along in some parts. With the Paul McCartney one, you can't.
No. Unless
you know that song, you have no idea the bits where are coming up and things like that. You can sort of guess, but it's not as pop structured as the Peter Gabriel one. And that's the only reason I'm picking Peter Gabriel, because I just think it'll be an easier. But I do think the Paul McCartney is probably musically better.
But is it about singing along, or is it about enjoying the tune and the performance?
I think Peter Gabriel again would be more enjoyable.
Okay.
The performance as well. It'd just be more fun and just. Again, it's personal preference. Yeah. If you're really into Paul McCartney, you'd be screaming at me right now.
But this as well. Consider the performance of Peter Gabriel. That when I watched it, it's probably the same one where they're doing that funny little dance, quirky little dance. It's like a camcorder type footage. It's not like a proper.
Yeah, it did.
But
did they go all around the stage as well, like behind the drum kit?
Yeah. But that would have been.
I need to watch this. I haven't seen.
But what year did he headline? That was 92.
94.
94.
Oh, no, sorry.
94.
94.
So that is 30 years ago. And then when you consider when Paul McCartney headlined, their ages.
So it's 10 years after.
Yeah, so I mean, 10 years is a long time. It's like, I wish I was 10 years, I felt 10 years younger. So that might have had an aspect on the performance as well. You know, like how...
I think Peter Gabriel has got a really nice voice as well.
Yes,
really
he does.
Singer.
He does have a...
But I've only listened to the studio recordings. I've not watched any live stuff, so to me this...
Well, mind you, so has McCartney. They both got really distinctive voices.
Oh, distinctive. I mean, absolutely, 100% musical legends, both of them. There's that part I don't think is up for debate at all. Using soundtracks for Solsbury Hill has been used in Vanilla Sky. In Good Company, it was used in the trailer of Finding Dory, because we all watched that.
Ah, okay.
And featured as the send-off song for the series finale of Halt and Catch Fire. Yeah, okay. The conclusion of an episode of Fox's 911. It was used in wireless TV ad campaigns, Toyota ads, Nespresso TV ads, and a recut trailer of The Shining.
Wow. Right. That's amazing. If you'd gone before me, I would have voted for that just for that fact.
Just for that fact.
Yes.
See, I spoiled it. I chose the wrong order.
Shining.
But yeah, but it doesn't really go to me. That song doesn't fit.
I have to watch it. What did you say? The extended version?
Inclusion a recut trailer of The Shining. I'm gonna have to. I think we might have to find that recut trailer. Because that song doesn't fit for me. Not in the slightest. Okay, so that in mind, he has picked Solsbury Hill. That is us complete.
Right. Okay. Go.
So, Stu, what songs are on the playlist? And you have to include artists this time as well.
And do you want the years? Do you have to put the years in as well?
No, I don't think that's necessary.
So we have Coldplay, Yellow, Beyonce, Halo.
There you go.
Hello. R.E.M, Losing My Religion, The Killers, Mr. Brightside, Rod Stewart, Maggie May, Ed Sheeran, Shape of You, Taj Mahal, Leaving Trunk, Travis, Sing, The Psychedelic Fairs, I'm sorry, everybody, Love My Way, Shakespears' Sister, Stay, and Peter Gabriel, Solsbury Hill.
That is a cracking playlist.
And what are we going to call this playlist?
Playlist title is The Pyramid Scheme. And
nice.
that can be found on Spotify by searching for the title of the playlist, or alternatively searching for the Album Armageddon profile, where you'll find both this playlist and all the other playlists from our archive. Now that just leaves us to wrap things up, and for you, the listener, to go onto our Facebook and Twitter, give the show a share to your own timelines, say hi to Emma, and get involved in her Facebook group shenanigans. And for us to say goodbye. So say goodbye, Stu.
See you later.
And say goodbye, Cath.
Doodles.
And it's goodbye for me. Bye.
Bye.